introducing my players. First up, I want to start with Ivar Goldcrown, played by.
Ryanaga, and Ivar is a Grey Dwarf Eldritch Knight.
Okay. Then we have Okoru, played by.
Char Wolf, and Okuru is a spicy bugbear monk.
Next, we have Sylvia, played by.
Cerulean, and Sylvia is a human sorcerer warlock.
Excellent. And last, and certainly not least, we have our Azor, played by.
Jeremy 827, and Azure is a half-elf paladin.
Excellent. So last time when we left off, you guys had investigated a little further to the north because it looked like there probably wasn't an awful lot up here. And you had encountered some moderately deadly phase spiders that were annoying and killed them. And then you had just saved a goblin from whose name is Greech from one of the silk cocoons. And his tongue has been cut out, and he's going to temporarily follow you around.
Luckily, he can write.
Oh, he's right here. Yes, he can.
And like all the other bugbears around here, for some reason he is like, I don't know how they grow them on this level, but all the other bugbears are like a head taller than Okuru here.
So yeah, so ultimately, that was as far as we got. If you continue exploring this northern area, there's an arrow pointing to the south. That arrow indicates the only other place that you haven't really explored up here. And
I don't know. I see a little northern tunnel up there.
oh, yeah, you can
Yeah, we
explore
thought
that
this
too.
was going to be a donut.
Yeah, it turned out not to be. So yeah, there's a space up to the north. Um,
Kind of hungry for donuts now.
So anyway, someone pick a direction, move your character cursor there, and we'll start exploring.
Okoro informs Greech to go hang out with Drek and become part of our bugbear squad. We'll get them taken care of and situated when we have more time and have made sure no fucking spiders are gonna poison Okoro to death.
Deadly, deadly spiders. Okay.
I make an executive decision.
Good.
Well, you
Good.
you rolled well, so we're behind you this game. Double 22 is pretty nice.
Okay. Okay, and there. That should do it. Okay.
Okoro was feeling really good. He has a new bugbear family.
So
All the fucking spiders are dead.
when you make your way up this passageway, due to your high passive perception, one of the things that you see is that you guys have burned out a bunch of spider webs. Well, the spider webs it's never convenient with these damn things. You don't just set fire to one and then the whole thing spreads over every strand of web. Like chunks of them burn at a time and then others are left like some sort of fire break. Well, you didn't burn anything up in this particular direction, and there are some large humanoid shaped holes in some of the webbing up this direction when you make it up that far. And so not only did you notice that, but having noticed that, you look at the floor and notice that there are some paw prints in the floor. They're much larger than a dog. They seem to, again, be humanoid sized, and they are heading down to the south, sort of in the direction of Azure. And then, like, once you get through that wall, where everything was all rigid and geometrical. Like the space you're in
Mhm.
right now is a natural cavern, but it breaks into this worked stone. Once it gets back to the worked stone, there's no more footprints because there's nothing for them to track on.
Can I try and deduce what type of creature this might be?
I'll give it a
Um,
try too.
I think so. I think the check is survival.
Okay. Do I get any kind of advantage? Is this creature perhaps related to goblins and bugbears?
No, it's not, and no, you don't get an advantage.
Okay.
But anybody else that wants to roll for survival, that's just fine, because Okuru, of course, points it out to party members, so on and so forth. So, anyways, you guys examine the prints. The prints aren't well made on the floor because it's uneven, and so as a result, you just aren't able to figure out what it was that passed through here. Now, when you come up to this sort of northern section, um, there aren't any spider cocoons, and you um, find some of those. Sorry, there aren't any spiders, but there are spider cocoons. However, instead of being full like they were in the other area, they look kind of deflated and sort of frayed. You get the impression that these are probably kind of old. So whatever's in there is probably long dead, but you're welcome to try to slash them open if you care to.
I mean, it's worth a shot.
Ivar's good at slashing things down.
Yes,
Worst
that's
thing,
true.
worst possibility is maybe there's something undead in there, and we can just blast.
Well, technically, the worst possible outcome is that there are spider babies in there, and that creates an issue.
I mean,
Yes or no?
it's a matter of perspective. I
I think so.
Okay.
yeah, I'd say just
Okay.
let's do.
So, slitting those open, you find the remains of something that is really similar to dwarf bones. These are not the same, like truly ancient dwarf bones that you literally just passed in that catacombs area with the shelves. Um, these are much more recent, and it looks like they look kind of mummified, but you can see these massive puncture wounds, twins of them, where their fluids were sucked out at some point in the past. There's no way to know from when. So all of their fluids were drained away, and this is all that's left. Now, the dwarves probably died because they didn't have any equipment. They seem to be wearing tunics and pants, um, both of which are stained with stuff that we won't discuss. But um, all in all, there's no treasure. There's nothing really usable here. Just these dwarf corpses.
Yeesh, what a way to go.
Indeed.
Must
I'll
have
say
must have been fed to these things.
I'll say last rites for them really quickly, but
Okay.
not much else we can do.
Nope. And so ultimately, you're able to say your last rites for them, and having done so, um, you feel a bit of personal satisfaction and turn away. So you can keep exploring up this way if you want, but don't forget there's also a exit through the city that you came across.
Might as well go this way.
Okay. Let me just check something. Perception, perception, perception. There's your stuff. Okay. Um,
Yeah, they both happen to be the same number right now, so
I really fucking hate those helicopters. Let's see there, and then there. So
Whoa.
once you make it up here, you realize that there's sort of an angle where you can just barely sort of see in between the walls. Actually, can I pick this up? I think I can. Hello. God damn it. Pointers, remove pointer, pointers, draw arrow. Right here, this little tiny space in between. You're able to see that there are a number of creatures milling about in front of the door. Um, there are a number of thick cobwebs that canopy across the ceiling. Um, and there are actually two large bundles of spider silk that flank the entry to the door. And you have no idea what's in them, but the guards that are there don't seem particularly bothered by it. There are four large hulking humanoids that are covered in white fur, um, look kind of like feral apes, and there's a drow of some description. He's not wearing any chainmail, so you have a feeling this is either um, a scout or a mage, or possibly a cleric, but I think clerics have chainmail, so never mind.
uh these are the things, or Cora would recognize them as the things that cast heat metal on Ivar, right?
Sort of. When you
By the way.
encountered those creatures, there was one creature that was a very specific variant of those other creatures. He looked remarkably different. His
Hmm.
cranium was a lot larger.
Hmm.
And these are the smaller craniumed creatures that you did not see cast heat metal. But since you were never able to identify them, you're not sure if that's something that their entire species has or just that one in particular.
Okoro explains this in an Okoro-like fashion.
Indeed.
Let's
Um,
try to identify them then.
Well, Okoro can do it from here because he's got stealth and he's got the eye
Right.
on them. Anybody else might draw their attention. So
Okay.
it's all riding on Okoro.
What
Come
do I need to
on,
roll?
Akoru.
Let's have you roll nature or history, whichever one's better.
I'll give guidance. Have a 1d4.
Okay.
Not even a point in rolling it.
You know, you think these are macaque monkeys. That's definitely what you're facing here. They're
I like
very
the name
friendly.
because it has cock in the title, and
I thought
so
you
it's
might.
stuck with Okoro since he was a teenager.
And then that drow over there. He might be a clown. You're not sure his profession.
I mean, aren't all drow just clowns?
Sad clowns, yes.
Angry clowns.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, what we
So
want to do,
Sylvia,
folks?
should we risk you? Your ratings would be the second best.
What do you mean by ratings? Like,
He
You
means
on your stealth, right?
your stealth and your skill checks. He's suggesting that you roll stealth and then try to identify them yourself.
I guess, but like I can't. I'll attract attention by
Yeah, and
identifying
then
my
we'll
light.
push you towards them. What's the problem?
Listen, as long as you roll a stealth check and they don't beat it, you won't be seen. Like that's how this works. There's a risk. I'm not saying there's not. I just,
All
it's
right, all right. We don't. Oh, okay.
okay. So you've got that. Let me re-roll. Okay. Go ahead and poke your head around the corner and see what you can see. You know the rolls you have to make, so just go ahead.
Yep. All right, nature.
Excuse
Bless
me.
you.
Bless you.
My allergies have been
Mm-hmm.
fucking bastard recently.
Oh God, mine too.
Yeah, I was sneezing this morning too. Can you guys see those rolls?
No.
I
Nope.
could see rolls were made, but no, not
What
the
about
outcome.
now?
No.
Nope.
God damn it. So there's this button that I can press to make everybody roll ability saves or skill checks. And I'd really like you to be able to see the rolls, but I can't figure out how to make it happen. Anyways, it
I
doesn't
think
matter.
it's in, I think it's in the settings thing. Usually, there's
Uh,
a thing that says all GM roles are hidden by default or something like that.
show GM rolls. What if I do it now? And
Yep.
nothing's happening to you. I just want to know.
Yep. Yeah, I saw it.
Okay, so then if I do it this way, is it hidden?
Yes.
Yes.
It's hidden.
Okay, then I'm just going to leave this on for now so that I can make use of this in future. Um, all right, so sorry about that. I saw your roll. It's not actually good enough. Um, However, it seems that you were actually spotted. So you guys are probably gonna have
Sorry,
to.
Christine.
Yeah, you're gonna have to roll initiative now. I rolled really well.
Can I keep my strength check?
Did I
I like
manage to
that
get
24.
back behind cover?
Yes, you can keep your strength check.
Thanks.
When a strength check applies.
All right.
I'm rolling all the twos today.
Okay, it looks like everybody's all set. We're gonna ignore Greach. I'm gonna set it to Sylvia to start. Set the round counter. All right, Sylvia. So you will be right here because that's where you had to be in order to see them. Feel free to move. Otherwise, you have your full movement for the round. And go.
Okay. God, what am I gonna cast?
Also, I'm going to delete the goblins that were in that town. They're still in
You'll
the
cast Flaming Sphere like you
chat
always do.
window. combat
I'm
tracker.
sorely tempted.
Of course you are.
Yeah. I can see them, right?
Yes, they if you're casting something that has an attack roll, they have half cover. But other than that, yeah, you can hit them with area effect things.
I think I'll keep it simple with a sacred flame, and then I'll just dodge behind cover.
Okay, so who you're going to target?
That one. Oh, I do damage.
Excellent.
Pew
Whoa.
pew.
That's almost the highest roll you could have gotten. Well done. Practically as a reaction, you cast Sacred Flame and then hightail it around the corner, which means that. Oh, I shouldn't have started with Christine. I'm so sorry. I'm actually going to start up here. Um, these creatures are going to come up here. Sorry, Christine. I really fucked this up. Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh god! What have I done?
Oh, so sorry.
Yeah, he's really sorry, by the way.
I'm just
Really,
I
really
really
sorry.
feel terrible about it. He says
I
sorry. He says sorry.
I have to have cover from that second one because of the wall being in.
Oh, you're right. He can't attack you at all technically.
Oh, okay.
Because he can't attack around a corner. I'm very glad you pointed that out. Feel free to move yourself back now. It's fine. Um, let me now go to number 4, who also was there hoping to munch your biscuits. Let's see here. So another one of these creatures rushes up, and
Wow, these things have more than 40 feet of movement?
just a little, yeah.
Okay.
Uh, okay. It hits. I don't think you have any effects that can prevent that, right?
Nope.
Okay. Guru. So you take a few points of slashing. Yeah, slashing damage. And then Ivar, you're up. Hairy ape-like beasts have burst around a corner and slashed at your allies.
So I can roll history.
Yeah. Nature, history, whatever's better.
History's good. Okay.
I like how Alex corrected himself and didn't say friends.
Did I say
All right, that
allies?
should do it.
Oh,
You were about to say friends, and then you corrected yourself to allies.
I remembered who I was talking to. So Ivar recognizes these creatures. They're known as Quaggoths. Quaggoths. Let me see here. There's a thing. Part of the reason that history applies is that Quaggoths have served the Dark Elves for centuries. For some reason that the Surface Elves have forgotten, they absolutely despise um, Surface Elves. And Surface Elves in particular. Like, they don't care about hobbits or dwarves or anything else. They just really hate the surface elves. And actually, because your role was so exceptional, some Quaggoths are also known to absorb psionic energy that suffuses certain parts of the Underdark. And so, when one creature in a tribe inherits such powers, they press it into the role of tribal shaman, which in their language is thought knot. A thought knot keeps the tribe's lore and ensures its superiority against enemies. And
Cast heat metal.
yeah, they're capable of heating metal through their psionic powers.
Hmm.
Um,
They
Wow.
are living microwaves.
Yeah.
yeah, actually, and it's quite dangerous. So, anyways, none of these creatures are thought knots. That is
Thankfully.
worth noting.
Okay, so we
So
don't have to reenact scanners then.
no. But anyways, so you've got your info.
Thanks. So I'll attack the wounded one. Number 4.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Bu-bu. I'll attack number 4 again. Boom. Oh, that just got into
Nice.
heavy. Wow. Blunt end.
Okay, their AC sucks.
Yeah, they have a lot of hit points though, relatively speaking.
Mhm.
Yeah, but it's like Raz level AC.
All right, so I am just gonna hit the end turn button.
Okay. So you're able to land a few blows on that Quaggoth, stabbing first with the pointy end, then with the blunt end. And now the last of these creatures makes it to like here. He can't get any. Well, actually, I guess he can go between them and get like that. Uh, so
Is that within my range or no?
yes.
Oh, cool. So I will
Stabby
use
stab
my
stab.
I will use my opportunity attack. Which was it? 3?
Yes. And you can target him on the combat tracker if that helps.
Yeah. And I failed.
Okay.
Sorry.
He's going to try to slash at the only person he can reach. So he rushes around the corner, squeezes between his allies, leaps towards Okoro, and in the process of leaping, Ivar thrusts out his halberd, trying to protect his ally, and the creature suddenly does a barrel roll to the side, completely missing Okoro in the process. Azor, you're
Oh,
up.
these guys are about to get Ajored.
Let's squeeze in here and attack number 4.
That's a hit. Woof. Another hit. And you
Oh,
kill it.
and then with my bonus action, I'll use Great Weapon Mastery to get another attack on number 3.
Another hit.
And that's my turn.
So Azor rushes into battle, clanking the whole way, and when he does, he swings wide with his greatsword, causing Ivar to duck a little bit, and slaughters one Quaggoth and turns on another, slashing at him. The creatures roar in confusion, and Azor gets his revenge.
His revenge for his allies taking damage.
Exactly.
Uh,
Well, you
well,
too.
Okoru likes beating on people with Azure. That's an enjoyable time. So oop, grabbed the wrong button there. Kick him. And that will increase my AC. AC increased and badow.
Okay, so after a flurry of attacks, the Quaggoth that had barrel rolled out of the way is thoroughly pummeled and is bleeding pretty badly. This creature,
Sure.
Casts
The
fireball.
the mage.
hmm.
He's going to put on his clown wig and
Okay,
pretend he's in a box.
no, that's
Effective use of a turn.
there we go.
I'm pretty sure we would all have to roll saves against being confused if he actually did that.
Uh, he's going to move to about here, and actually, I think that because of that, he can't really target
You might want to
there.
let me know what the effect is going to be, because as a gray dwarf, I have a number of advantage rolls against spells.
I certainly will. I'm just mostly making sure that I've
Okay.
got it in the right place. I want to get Sylvia, but I don't think it's possible. Okay. Anyways, this is a poison save.
Okay, so I do have advantage.
Is this a Constitution save? Dexterity?
Constitution.
Okay.
It looks like Azor is the only one who failed. And let me just, it's half. Okay. Drop this in the chat. Okay,
Oh, is
so
this?
here's the effect. As you guys are standing there, this drow walks up and wait a minute. Let me just double check something. Yeah. Walks up and begins casting at a yellow. I think it's yellow. Yeah, yellow green fog. Suddenly spreads out very quickly.
Mhm.
Almost. Yeah. Anyways, da 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 da. Where's
Now, would I get a quarter damage because I have resistance against poison damage? Because the save I got normally would have halved it.
Yeah, you definitely do. I'm-
So let me
I think it's
recalculate
just
the
7.
damage.
7's the only difference. If you
Okay,
just give me 7 back, it's fine. I can even do it if you want.
I got it.
Okay.
There we
Affect the Quaggoth.
go. All right. So the important part that you need to know is I think I was premature in the damage. But it's kind of not going to matter. When a creature enters the spell's area for the first time on a turn or starts its turn there, it makes the
Uh-huh.
Constitution saving throw. So I did a little early. Sorry about that. But all of you have no
It
choice
shouldn't
but to
matter.
start there. Yeah. So I just won't roll again. Um, Creatures are affected even if they hold their breath or don't need to breathe. Um, at the start of each of this creature's turns, the cloud is going to move away from it by 10 feet each turn. So it's going to slowly sort of drift out of this area anyways. Um, and actually up towards that area that you found the footprints and the dwarf corpses.
Mm-hmm.
So anyways, that's what he casts. He used all of his movement to get there. So we go back to the top and interestingly enough, the Quaggoths have absolutely no reaction to this whatsoever because I just realized I forgot to read their spell block or their stat block. Let me see here. Let me go over it real quick. They're immune to poison and the poisoned abilities, or condition effect, I should say.
How
Uh,
convenient.
Indeed.
It's
Almost
almost
like
like the designers thought of this.
they have dark vision. They speak Undercommon, and
Do they have any weaknesses?
no, but they don't have any. They only have that one immunity. That's all they got.
Okay.
Quaggoths are also especially known for being especially ferocious when they are close to death. They will deal extra damage to anything they hit with a melee target if they're within a certain range. And then other than that, oh, really should read this. They have multi-attack. They were supposed to attack twice in a row. So we'll fix that starting now. You will target, and then I can roll this. And, oh gosh. That's a miss, of course, and this should also be a myth. Why is it not? Oh, because Ashore isn't targeted. Well, neither of those would hit anyway, so that's fine.
Yeah.
Let's just fix that now. Ashore. No, he can't target anyone. He can't fit in there. There's not enough room.
Are are they large creatures? 'Cause they're
No,
kind of
but
sized up.
I know, but I'm also trying to I'm
Pretty
trying
crowded, it looks like.
the space is only so wide. I think
Mm.
it's really only
They're social distancing.
Yes.
I think they're
From
only 10 feet across. I think the entrance is only 10 feet across. So I don't think that even if they're not large, but two of them would each take up 5 feet of
right. So
space.
it wouldn't work anyway. The only reason I can attack is because of my range.
Right.
Okay.
Or you guys in your proximity. So he moves there and kind of stops. Sylvia.
All right, I have a question.
Walk into the cloud.
Actually, can I disperse the cloud using a gust spell?
Yes. Yes, you absolutely can. Any gust of wind will disperse the spell effect.
I'm going to do exactly that and cast gust on.
Does that mean we're about to get this damage we took back? Those of us who haven't acted yet?
Yes, it would. If I had not counted on Sylvia having that, so it would become relevant to take back the damage you received.
Yeah, damage prevention. All right, I will cast Gust, just on that area, blowing everything. I guess it would just go down the northwest passage there.
I actually already know what happens. As soon as Gust gets cast, the entire spell is basically dispelled for purposes. You don't have to worry about what happens to it after that.
Okay. So there's that, and I guess poison damage is prevented as a result.
Yes, it is.
Um,
So let me set out to fix that. Sylvia didn't take damage. Ivar did.
mm,
Azure took the full damage. Okoro took half, I think. Let me just roll
Yes.
back.
yeah.
So all the damage dealt. No, not all the damage. Let me see where it says the actual damage. Azure. Oh, here we go.
I think
Unidentified
Okoro took
creature.
14.
Sylvia. Ivar. Sylvia shouldn't take any. I thought I didn't target you.
No, I took
Sylvia
it
got
from
crit earlier.
yeah the Quaggoth.
Ivar. Now no, not Ivar. Azure took 28. Okoro took 14, which means you were at 8, I believe.
Okay, so that was my main action.
Oh, and
I'll use a healing die on Okoro.
let me also remove the pointers.
Okoro regains 3. Not very much, but whatever.
Thank you.
And it is Ivar's go.
Can I reach 3 from where I currently am, or do I need to relocate to maybe south of Ikoru? It's kind of hard for me to tell.
I know. As far as I'm concerned, you and Azure are adjacent, so you should be able to reach Quackoff 3 with no problem.
Okay.
The hell did that guy just say?
You have no idea. If only someone knew.
It says Walt, damn you witch.
Hey, properly speaking, I am a sorceress. Get it right.
Right. 3 is gone, and my turn is over.
Ivar sets about with a series of quick jabs, and another creature groans and keels over. Azure, you are up.
I will attack number 1 in front of me. And I will use a first level smite. Swing again. And that's my turn.
Okay. So one hit, and the backswing is a miss. It's that one. Okay. Okoro, you're up.
Okay. Well, having saved myself quite a bit of poison damage thanks to Sylvia, I'm not so concerned about that that jerk mage now. So I will continue beating things up with Azure.
Well, that reminds me, I should check his spell slots. Let me reduce that.
I'm being a little lazy right now. Okay, that's it for me.
Okay. So next, what would his next best move be? Let's try moving him there. I could do that.
It's probably going to be Fireball.
If it was Fireball, it would have been my first thing I cast. Oh. That's an interesting idea. How long does that last? Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna go like this. And then the mage vanishes.
Hmm.
You hear him shuffling around for a bit. You're not quite sure where he is, but he moves somewhere. Ends his turn. This Quaggoth 1 shuffles down a little bit, and then whirls on Okoru. His Savage Claws striking once, twice, both missing. Okoru is Leaf Upon the Wind, and Quaggoth number 2 moves in and swings viciously at Azure. Not viciously at Azure, that was a critical miss. A second one! Holy shit! So
Double trouble.
you just kind of, hold your foot out, and it's like, on his head, and his arms just can't reach you.
Sissy slap fighting Quaggoth.
Sylvia, go.
Okay, is that a valid square to be in?
Yes, it is. Do you need to be within 5 feet?
No, but I do want to sort of spread burning hands as effectively as I can without hitting my friends.
Okay.
And it'll be 15-foot cone to the northwest of me, not hitting Azure or Okoru.
Perfect.
So if
How
Mr.
thoughtful
Wizard,
you are.
Doesn't
so
that
if
provoke an AOP or?
Uh, no. Because she's casting a spell save DC thing.
Oh,
Like,
right.
if
Okay.
she was doing attack roll, she would have
Mhm.
disadvantage on it.
Oh,
But
okay.
there's no effect for spells that have a save.
if the invisible wizard is within that little cone, actually, let me draw it.
Please do. I mean, it's also going to be extra difficult because it's 15 feet. So if let me see if I can find a good way to. Okay. So from here to here is 5 feet. This is another 5 feet, and then this is 15. So if he's in the column of squares, like, yeah, like this, then he'll get hit. If he's not, then he won't.
Okay, is he in there?
I have, uh, I know if he's targeted or not. Like the game will calculate it if he is.
Fair enough.
Okay. All targeted creatures fail.
Flame. And I will, of course, just cast Shillelagh.
Okay. Ivar, you're all set.
All right. I will attack number 1. Ugh. Again? Jeez. That's terrible.
You should throw it with more force.
Mhm. Oh, still died. Okay.
And well done. So a series of blows, and yet another creature falls before your mighty polearm. We skip Raz and go straight to Azure, and then it'll be Okoru's turn. Oh, and I'm so sorry. Let me get that guy off the battlefield.
My
Okay.
Yeah.
So you've managed to get him down to bloodied. Okoro, can you finish him off? Oh, let me get rid of that arrow because it doesn't really represent anything anymore.
Probably not.
Okay. So you
My
managed.
AC drops to normal, and that's it for me.
Okay. You managed to get 3 out of your 4 hits in. The creature is damaged, but not dead, unfortunately. So now the mage is up, and what will his action be?
Mystery Mage.
He's gonna be mystery meat.
Okay.
Um,
We don't have our fireball.
let's see here. And this is 20 foot, right? Yeah, 20 foot square. All right. No yawning. Okay, so suddenly, out of the ground, oily black tentacles um, reach out of the ground and start flailing around, attempting to batter any creatures within their area. Um, the Quaggoth is intended to be just outside of the range of them, um, but it's. Wait, can I? Let me see something.
If it's Arms of Hadar, it has to be around whoever casts it.
It's not, and I don't feel like I can move this square to make it represent properly. So I thought I had just deleted the map for a second. Anyways, so right, so these things pop out at the start of your turn. There'll be a save to make, and I'm going to do it properly this time. And let me also mark off the appropriate spell slot here. The spellcaster remains invisible. Um, Quaggoth 2 swings against Azure. Holy shit. That's the third in a row.
Wow.
And then finally manages to hit. Let's see. All right. So that's pretty much it. Sylvia, at the start of your turn, let's see. Where is the thingy? Boop. Oh, no. Wait a minute.
Ugh.
Let me make sure I read this. I'm a little confused by something. Uh, when the creature enters the area for the first affected turn or starts its turn there, succeed, take blah 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 blah.
She should also have a +4 if she's in my R of protection.
That matters like a lot.
Oh,
So I wish you had mentioned that far sooner because it mattered for,
sorry.
yeah. Um, I'm just gonna, here's what I'm gonna do. You're counted as saved. So you would have been at 10, and then you would have taken that.
Half.
Whoop. Nope. There we go. Haha.
You go.
Okay, so I fixed the damage. You were not restrained, but you would have been had you failed the save. And I wonder if I could apply something. Let me see here. AC, comma 3. Let me try something real quick. Okay, and then I'm just going to roll the save again just to experiment with something. Save. Okay, that didn't work. I'll
Yeah.
worry about it later. I figured
They
out.
the tentacles try and wriggle their way around Sylvia, and then Azor just slaps them away. Consent is important.
So regardless, you still have the opportunity to take actions and stuff in your turn. So go ahead. I'm done with all the effects.
Yeah, tentacle field because ew.
The
Yeah, I'm
area
gonna.
is considered difficult terrain, and that's not going to be enough to stop you from getting out of it. I just want other people to know that based on where they're trying to go, that might be a factor.
Okay, and then having done that, it is time to Eldritch Blast that Quaggoth into oblivion so my friends can escape the Eldritch Blast.
Excellent. Two quick pulses of light, and the searing Quaggoth slumps over, defeated. Next up is Ivar. So now I get to roll my effect. Oh, how do I do this? Let me try something. There we go. Okay. I've modified your save temporarily. Yeah, this is a legit failure. And you are now restrained and take some bludgeoning damage. Let me get the restrained effect. Oops, I applied it to the wrong creature. Boop, boop, and restrain. Take that off. Restrained.
These
Ivar.
aren't tentacles; they're genticles.
So your movement is set to 0. So you'll be unable to move out of the square. There's nothing for you to attack. So unless you have another effect, and actually, I'm just going to double check. Sometimes you can break out of effects like this. Creature restrained. A creature restrained by the tentacles can use its action to make a strength or dexterity check, its choice, against the spell save DC, and on a success, it frees itself. So, do
I
you?
have a stored strength roll.
Oh yeah, so you're just free of the effect.
Yeah, that'll be my action.
And so I remove that. Since that's your action, you can still move.
Okay. And I have a bonus action, so I'm going to use the bonus action to expeditious retreat, so I have double movement effectively. And then I'm going to move, I guess, my whopping 50 feet. So, well, it says difficult terrain. So how far am
Um,
I from getting out of the difficult terrain?
I had intended you to be 5 feet from the edge.
5 feet from the edge? Okay,
Hmm.
so, all right.
So
So I get out of the edge with 40 feet left then. Okay.
yes,
All right. And then I'm going to go in this direction, just kind of blindly looking for the mage, I guess.
right, thatwardly.
Okay.
Um, and
And
needless to
then,
say, you actually don't see him.
okay. Oh, that's my turn.
Okay. So next up is Azor.
I'll move out of the area. I'll take that. I have to roll a dex save first, don't I?
Yeah, I'm gonna make you roll it.
Yeah, and I already have the +4 in, so.
Give me just a second. I'm trying to find it in the stupid list.
Raz is the one with detect invisibility, isn't he?
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. Well, and
Yep.
his detect
Yep.
invisibility is, wow, critical save. Um, so no, you take half damage and da 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 da. There you go.
Yeah. And I'll move down here.
Yeah,
That,
she's definitely our skill monkey.
did that actually give you half damage? No, that's obnoxious. I'm gonna modify your hit points myself. Uh, there.
Okay, so before you do a dex save, I'm going to warn you that as a monk I have an evasion, so
Okay, good to know.
yeah.
All
And do
right.
I get the +4?
No,
I
I'm
guess
moving
it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Doesn't
he's
matter.
So I'm not taking any damage from this.
right.
Yeah.
It's when you're within 10 feet of him. I know it's difficult to tell, but since Eric is the one trying to move, he can always help clarify for me if he's intending to stay within 10 feet of others. But for now, you can move and you have your action, of course.
Okay. So that was 10 feet to get out of there. 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40,
Like flail
45.
around blindly with those long limbs.
And then I take the dodge action.
Okay. Let's see here. All right. Hmm. Now that everyone's spread out, it's kind of limiting my options. Damn you all. Let's see.
Aha.
That would be hilarious. I can't do that. Can't do that. What about? Uh, hmm. So one of these things definitely gives away his position, and I'm trying to figure out how not to give away my position. Uh,
Make an
uh,
attack.
okay,
Get revenge on Sylvia.
I found my attack. Two magic missiles streak across the battlefield and impact you. Um, and the um,
Direction? We get direction, right?
you know where it came from. It came
Yeah.
from this square,
Okay.
and that's his turn. And then it is Sylvia's turn.
Okay, crap. And the mass of tentacles is still occupying the middle of the hallway.
Yes, still quite writhing.
That's actually good. It narrows his options down.
It does actually.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna narrow his options down further.
You monster.
Foresight.
Mm,
You know what time it is. It's time for Flaming Sphere.
An hour in. I've been waiting.
Man, I was hoping it was pizza time. Pizza time is like way better.
When pizza's on a bagel, you can have pizza anytime.
It should be like thereabouts if I can.
Okay. And so is that supposed to be a 10-foot attack or a 5-foot?
It's only 5 because yeah, the scale is wonky. And it's not really an attack, of course, it just occupies a whole lot of space and makes it not advisable for somebody to stay within 5 feet of that flaming sphere in the middle of the hallway. And with that, I think I'm going to move into cover and be done.
Okay. So Ivar,
What is the size of this hallway in terms of width?
10 feet.
All right, so I will enlarge myself so I block the hallway.
Okay. Don't change your character's size. We'll just consider you to be 10 feet
I'll
now.
just put the effect on.
Yeah.
It uses an action, and then I'm just gonna walk, because we know where he shot it from. So I'm just gonna walk somewhat in that direction to here.
Oh, you immediately bounce off of that square and have to put yourself back. So you can make it to like here before you're stopped by a creature occupying that square.
Huh, interesting.
Hmm.
So, okay, all right. Well, I'm blocking him. I can't.
You
I can't
can
just.
You can choose
So-
to attack the square that you believe he is in. You wouldn't be
Okay.
attacking the creature. You'd basically be attacking him with disadvantage, though, because of
Right.
invisibility.
Okay, I will do that.
So I've targeted him for you. So I think that should work. Hopefully it will properly calculate disadvantage.
So all right. Okay.
Just roll it in
So
the chat and it should work.
okay, roll in chat. Uh, oh,
It
Yes.
didn't seem to work.
no. Well, shall I just roll again? Take the
Um,
low?
yes.
Okay.
And then we'll know in future to do disadvantage.
Well, okay, so 15.
Does that hit?
All right.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, gonna be time for a concentration check.
If you guys get real lucky.
So should I just roll damage in the window?
Yes.
Okay.
You're targeted, so it should work.
Ooh,
Very nice.
It
Very,
didn't
very
work.
nice.
Why didn't it work?
Mm.
Oh. That's very bizarre. I'm just gonna can can you can you roll the damage again?
Sure.
I'm still gonna give you your hit because that was max damage, but I need you to do that so it can trigger the concentration roll.
Okay.
Okay, so he succeeds, but I'm
Okay.
going to apply. That would have been holy shit, that's absolute maximum damage. So it took 19 damage. You can attempt to attack again if you would like. This time, however, click the disadvantage button just so that we
Mhm.
don't,
Yes, I will do that.
and for all subsequent attacks.
Oh, and that's going to be a miss, I would imagine.
That is a miss. It is accurately telling you that it's a miss, I should say.
Right, and then I will use my final attack. The blunt end, just jabbing it.
Oh my god,
Clicking disadvantage.
if this makes him lose concentration, I'm gonna laugh so hard.
Probably not. Misses, right?
No, it's a hit.
Oh, okay.
Wow, he has below Raz level AC.
Definitely
Is
a
there
mage.
is there anything I need to do here for the damage roll?
Not anymore. I fixed the problem.
Okay. He rolls well on concentration.
He does indeed. But the damage went through properly this time.
Good.
So after you hit him, some blood appears on the ground. There's no blood on him. The blood is invisible.
He isn't getting around me, guys. I'm a giant dwarf.
Azure, you hear the sounds of combat up north and the sounds of mages being stuck with halberds.
I'll go over to that spot and I'll wildly swing at the air.
Wait, before you do anything, I got to target him.
Disadvantage. Yep.
Oops, Eric went hostile for a second there. There we go. All right. And we'll for the purposes of this, since Ivar definitely knows where the creature is, he will be directing your attacks.
That hits, right?
Yeah.
Yes, if it says it hits, it hits.
Saved
Ooh.
again.
Wow.
We're gonna kill him and not know it, and just be swinging it there.
Apparently, yeah, because we keep hitting him.
He succeeded again.
Holy shit.
What a beast.
Azure, it's your
He's
turn.
gonna just die invisible.
I was running a game recently where I was running a demon who had heat metal on Will's character, and they were trying to beat the shit out of the demon so he would lose concentration on the
Mhm.
heat metal. I rolled above 20 on every concentration check for that dude. They killed him, and Will's character was still on fire. All right, I'm gonna longbow this guy. I'm gonna activate Kensei shot.
You can't see him though.
I know just about where he's at. Am I not able to target him? Is that what you're telling me?
I think so. Let me check something real quick. because
Can he even see me where I would be able to direct him? I don't think.
well, see, here's the thing, and this is what's giving me pause. So I
Mhm.
play in another game with my friend Rob, who's DM, and sometimes Rob gets frustrated with rules that make life easy on players. So he'll just randomly say you can't attack it at range against an invisible creature, even if that's not part of the rules. So I'm taking
Okay.
a second to
Well,
briefly.
rather than having that problematic rules discussion right now, I have enough speed that I can get within 10 feet of that square, and I can instead just warhammer the guy. So I will choose to do that instead and save us a rules discussion.
Works for me.
Can be saved for another day.
Oh wow! It turns out I found the answer. You
Hmm.
can attack it if you are certain you know exactly where you need to go. And then, the disadvantage is already sort of rolled into that in terms of like the difficulty to do it. So
Right.
just super quick, um, if a creature is only invisible, you can attack it as long as you're certain you know where it is through whatever method you know. If a creature is hidden, like when you go into stealth, it is part of the hidden ability that you cannot know where exactly a creature is, thus you cannot do this to a hidden creature.
Hmm.
Which is weird, but that's fine. It doesn't matter. Do your Kensei shot.
Okay.
And I'm going to put this in the rules channel for myself.
So I just roll this in the. You've got it targeted for me, and I just roll it in the
Oh,
chat
thank you
window.
for reminding me. Yes, now you can go.
Okay. Pew pew lasers.
I am very amused that I did like a 50-50 chance on like which way he would go, and he went the exact wrong way.
I'm just shooting arrows at the wall.
I mean, arrows are, in fairness, a lot smaller than swords and halberds. So now it's his turn. Shit, how's he gonna get out of this?
He might be able to get
Well,
around
we
Azure.
can't see him for a reaction, right? So
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay, so as far as you know, he's kind of still there, but he didn't do anything. He didn't cast anything that you can tell. Or I'm sorry, he cast something. Nobody was hurt, and you saw no effect, so you're not sure what it was. Um,
And
Maybe
he would technically have to run into me to go that direction because I'm a giant dwarf, right?
correct.
Okay.
And he might have tried to get past Azure.
Well, that's what I was thinking. I'm sure he did,
Here's
but
the thing:
there's
if
not
he went
much.
through the
Yeah.
tentacles, would that have been somehow noticeable, and would they have hit him?
Yes, you are. If you had created the tentacles, Sylvia, and tried to walk through them, you would be hit by them. The caster is not immune to their own area of effect spells, and that includes like cloud kill, anything. So if he had
Hmm.
we
tried to go through there, the tentacles would have attempted to attack him and grip him. And if that had happened, you would be able to see a mass of tentacles holding an invisible creature.
Mm, good
we
information.
obviously will also want to avoid the flaming sphere that's
Yeah,
sitting
just a
there.
bit, which makes going past Azure problematic, to say the least. Um, yeah. So, anyways, more importantly, it is Sylvia's turn. What will Sylvia do?
So I sort of peek out of cover, look past the writhing mass of tentacles in front of me. Um, I sort of watch Ivar and Azure swing and sort of hit something invisible. Um, I'm gonna send the flaming sphere in that sort of general direction past Azure.
There's a slight problem with that. Isn't it the case that anything within 5 feet of the flaming sphere takes damage?
N- Only if they begin their turn within that radius.
Which they would, because that's the square that's intended to be directly between them. Do you know what I mean?
Well, here's the thing. I'm going to send it at that spot, and if it hits, it'll deal damage to the creature that it hits. And if it doesn't, I can just drop it, and then
Okay,
it won't be there for Ivar and Azure's turn.
sure. I just don't want you to get any aggro from your allies.
But I'm also going to sort of roll it around a bit for a bit because it's got 30 feet of movement.
Yes.
Does it hit anything in that path?
You move it around in that general area, and based on what you were saying, it's fair to assume that you basically use up all the movement, like exploring every possible location it could be, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
counterclockwise movement around Azure.
right, got it. You use up all of that movement, and you actually don't hit anything at all. So he's no longer in those spaces, or the flaming sphere would hit him.
Okay, I drop the flaming sphere.
Okay. End your turn.
Guess he ain't there. Um, no, that was all bonus action stuff.
Oh, okay. Then what will you do?
Oh, good question. I guess I'll use a healing kit on myself because I
Okay.
think me and one other person were the only people I hadn't used it on,
Okay.
and then that'll be my turn.
Okay. Ivar, what will you do? You also saw the flaming sphere. Like, even if Sylvia hadn't said something, you could tell that he's no longer in front of you.
Right. Well, I can't get past Azure because I'm a giant dwarf, so
Oh,
I'll
you
just
can
get.
move through your allies.
Well, even when it. Okay, all right. I'm just
It's just
envisioning this.
it's just difficult terrain.
Okay, I'm just leapfrogging him, I guess.
Yeah, Azor sort of presses back, and you slide past your bulky
All
ass
right.
frame.
Well, I still have expeditious retreat up. So that's. Oh no, I don't. I didn't think about that because. What's that? Oh, that's you.
Yeah, that's
Uh,
me bandaging myself.
Enlarge is a concentration, I believe. Yep. So I don't have expeditious retreat up now. Oh darn. So I'm what 10 feet to Azure or 5 feet.
You are 10 feet from your current
Okay.
location.
All right. So that means I can get 5 feet past him.
Yes.
So I'll just go here. And assuming I don't bump into.
Nope.
All right. Wish we had contain. Oh well.
Oh my gosh, I just realized something. I'm so sorry. I do this all the time. I hate concentration because I keep forgetting. Black tentacles should have been gone this entire fucking time because you can't concentrate on two things at once.
Oh, good point.
And for that matter, and this is a very important matter because we're going to have to retcon some stuff real quick. Because you can't concentrate on two things at once, his invisibility drops because he casts Fly, which means that Azor and Ivar actually are supposed to get attacks of opportunity against him when he tried to
Oh.
fly out of the space.
All right. Well, I'll move back to where I was.
No, you don't have to change your position at all. Just
Oh,
target
okay.
him and roll your attacks of opportunity. You can roll them all at once. You don't need to take turns.
Okay.
And that's really important because, and this will matter now, he's going to go right back to that square he's in, assuming he survives this.
Well, I have Sentinel, yeah, so doesn't that stop him?
Well, he lost concentration on the spell.
Oh, okay. I see. I
Um,
see what you're saying now.
yeah, so I'm going to have to move you back. So
Okay.
it's going to be your turn, actually, because you would have done very different things this turn. So sorry.
All right. Well, I want to try to identify him. So what do I roll? History or?
Oh, he's a drow.
But there's
So
something special about him. So
sure, you can try I don't know, nature, I guess.
okay. Probably not good All right. Well, I'll just try and kill him then. Okay.
And you do it.
Yay.
Nicely
Without
done.
ever identifying him.
Nicely
And now that
done.
he's
Here, hold on a second. Mouse over the character.
Drow Mage. Okay.
Yeah, since it was in his title, I didn't
Mhm.
want it to just broadcast when I started the
Understood.
battle. So,
Well, he kind of looked like a vampire. That's what I thought by his tokens.
and the
I was
fact that he was
thinking
trying to
maybe a
fly
shot
around
archer.
and invisible.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah. I totally get where
I
you're
thought
coming from.
maybe that like he actually wasn't a drow. All right.
Well,
Fair enough.
and actually, so here's the picture. This is why he looks like a vampire, because this is
Uh-huh.
zoom in on this.
Uh-huh.
So anyways, he's dead.
Yeah.
Let me check to see if he has any loot on him.
By the way, Alex, the trying to remember all the like concentration and spell rules as a DM is so fucking hard.
It is. It
I
is.
I
Right.
I personally begrudge you nothing for that because I know
I
when
was so furious that I rage quit for 5 seconds, but I'm back. So.
I'm so glad that you consented to rejoin us. Anyways, so huh. His spell book is not on him. Now he doesn't need to have it on him to cast spells. It may be wherever his bed is, but he doesn't have it on him. So the Quaggoths don't use weapons; they just have natural things. And so the only other thing that he had on him is just a regular dagger. It has a spider in the hilt. It's not magical. And his mage robes, which are not something you want to wear right now, nor are they magical. So there wasn't really much to get from all of this. But
Those
yeah.
things that they were guarding, can we investigate them now?
Yes, there's also a door down here. I don't know if that was super clear from the map or not.
yeah,
But
I was just gonna listen at the door. They can investigate the objects, and I'll take a listen.
so you'll take a listen. Can you roll an active perception check for me, just for
Yep.
this one? Okay. Let me see here. Okay. Actually, let's take care of that. I'm reading some stuff. You hear on the other side of the door some sort of it sounds like pickaxes mining at something. It sounds like there are maybe two of them. It's coming through pretty clearly. So yeah, somebody's mining something on the other side of the door.
Okay. I'll let everybody. I'll just keep listening while everybody else does what they need to do.
Okay. So
I mean,
examining the oh, I'm in the wrong room's details. There we go. Examining the room. There. Uh, Right, the web bundles. You use the polearm to cut your way through once more. They reveal two stout statues of dwarves, one bearing a pickaxe and the other one bearing a chisel and hammer. Um, it's odd. Normally spiders go for living things, but for some reason they decided to web up statues. So there you go.
wait, this is a spider chamber?
There were cobwebs forming a canopy across the ceiling. I mentioned it.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
It's okay. And then there were two large bundles of spider silk that flanked the entry to the door. Now you know they're statues, which makes a hell of a lot more sense, especially considering you just passed dwarven catacombs, like, I don't know, what is that, 40 feet away? Something like that, maybe more. So, right. Anyways, the door isn't locked, but you know that there are active creatures on the other side of it. So, are you going to open it, or?
Yeah.
It might be slave. Hey, Akoru, move aside a second. I'm gonna mage hand the door,
Boop.
and I do so,
There's people in there.
and I think it's time for Eldritch Blast.
Roll initiative once more. So as the door flies open, there's a really nasty, musky smell that comes out the other side, and you recognize it because you smelled it quite recently. Those are troglodytes. They're identified as such, and I believe you identified them last time.
Yeah, I think so.
So just a quick reminder, these creatures are not especially dangerous to you. Their skin is capable of blending in with its environments when they're attempting to hide. They have a stench such that anything that starts within 5 feet of them has to succeed on a con saving throw or be poisoned. If you succeed on the saving throw, you become immune to the stench of all troglodytes for an hour. Like drow, they have sunlight sensitivity, and they have a multi-attack involving a bite with their jaws and their claws. They don't use weapons, and they have no immunities or resistances whatsoever.
Are they
Yeah.
intelligent creatures? Can they talk?
Well, as the name troglodyte might imply, and actually, there we go.
It implies that they're cave dwellers.
They're um, they're probably about the intelligence of a 6-year-old. They do have their own language, um, but they also tend to they have an inferiority complex. So they always interpret, like, even if you could speak their language, when other people have tried in the past, they always interpret everything you're saying as demeaning to them and hostile just by default because you're an outsider.
Okay.
And they're also known to be chaotic evil. So, anyways, all that said and done, you all rolled initiative, so I'm going to pop it up here to. So, suddenly, after the door swings open and you see the troglodytes and prepare yourselves, a giant spider rushes out into the space. I'm going to move him a little more like that. Uh, And once more, he attempts to attack Okoru. Now he's
And
5 feet above you using spider
Mm-hmm.
climb, um,
Okay.
and he manages to do a little bit of damage with the bite, and then you very easily succeed against its venom, and you're fine. And so, Okoru, it's time for revenge.
Okay.
revenge.
Um. I think Warhammer of Revenge. Okay. Not Warhammer of Not Revenging. Kick of Revenge.
There you go.
Okay. I am going to stun it. So I need a CR 14 Constitution save, or it'd be stunned.
Okay, let me see. You know what? Nah, I'll worry about that later. I think I might be able to create a spell for you that does that.
Okay.
But for
I do have
now,
Stunning Strike on my features. I just don't know how I could apply that.
we would pretend it's a spell and give you like a monk spell, and it would just be stunning strike, and you would apply it, and then if they fail, it would auto apply, or you could apply the effect. Anyways, he gets a 12 on his Constitution saving throw, so he is stunned. Can you apply the effect for me?
I can try.
There's a little man above the PC's button, and if you mouse over him, he says effects.
That work?
That did it. Okay, so he's
I didn't
stunned.
stun myself, right?
No, I would fix that. So we skip Greek and
Oh wait, that's not the end of my turn.
sorry, putting it back.
So I'm going to stand in the doorway
Okay,
with my hammer,
right.
and my AC has gone up by 2.
Okay.
And I'm not within 5 feet of any of these dweebs. And I am going to spend a key point to bonus action dodge.
Oh, nicely done. Okay. I approve.
And that will be my turn.
Ivar.
All right, time to crit fish. Move over here. Or, I don't know, do I have to move there, or what's within 10 feet of this thing?
I mean, technically, it's a little bit up.
Right.
Right. So this should be within 10 feet of it.
Okay,
You move.
works for me.
Let me put you back.
All right, I'll hit advantage, or should I not hit advantage?
Uh,
Oh, it says
I
it's
think you'll
stunned.
automatically get
It'll automatically
advantage.
do it. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's hope so.
if it doesn't, we'll fix it.
Right. Did. And, oh,
You've
okay,
rolled the
we'll take.
same number. Hey, as long as it hits.
Right.
Ooh. Another hit.
Crit.
Okay.
I am.
Do you have action surge?
That's my question. I don't remember when we used it last. Or, no, I don't think I do. We haven't rested since then. I used
Yeah.
it in the last encounter, last game. So it is the end of my turn.
Okay.
I will hit end turn.
And let's see. So this creature is going to blindly rush Okoru.
Oh,
Disadvantage.
Oh, holy shit! That's right. I'm so sorry.
So do you want to count that miss as the?
The first attack, yeah. So it
Yeah.
misses on the first one. I've got disadvantage for the next one. And apply it again. And you know what? Let me just check something real quick. Nope, they don't have dodge as an effect. I wish they did. Cool. So miss. What a surprise. Your lightning fast reflexes allow you to easily dodge the attacks of this unskilled opponent. Next up is Sylvia.
Quick question. Regarding the drift globe that I have.
Yes.
Speaking its command word, does that count as an action?
Um, I think we looked this up recently. Let me check your character sheet again because I think I found the answer last time. D drift globe here. Okay, I think the ruling that I gave last time is talking isn't an action. And the other thing is that with the drift globe, like it rises up, right? So theoretically, it should simply rise out of your backpack and just kind of float above it. Now it won't move anywhere else,
Well,
but
that it wasn't the rising effect that I wanted to do. It was the daylight effect, because these things have light sensitivity.
you can do that. What all I was trying to say is in the spell description it says it rises off the floor when you speak the command word, but it's not usually in on the floor, it's in your backpack. That's what I was talking about. So you won't cast
Ah,
daylight on the inside of your backpack. Does that make sense?
that the other question I had about that was, if I did that, would I wind up blinding Ivar?
Yes.
No. I'm not going
Well,
to do that then.
and keep in mind, he doesn't gain the condition blinded. His sunlight sensitivity just kicks in. That's different.
Okay, I'm not going to be a dick then.
Hey, Arvar, what? Daylight!
What I will do is back away from that spider while it is stunned the hell out of.
A turn. They also can't take
Yeah, it's still
reactions.
clinging to the roof somehow.
I mean, he's got really steady feet.
Yeah, well, not for. Okay then.
shot out of the sky.
You still have another Eldritch Blast. So, the first one hits the spider. Its belly opens up. Gore goes
I'm
everywhere.
I'm I'm gonna have to ask you to pronounce it the proper way.
I can't do that. Thank you. Moving on.
Oh,
Go back to Scandinavia, you jerk.
You don't have to go that far. I can't do it with the accent.
okay.
Eldritch Blast. I did it.
Eldritch blast.
I
Yeah, I
did it
blasted number.
for Alex.
I see. I appreciate that. It's teamwork.
I'm out using scum.
Okay. Okay, I think I'm done.
Okay, so
Well, actually, bonus action, I'll shillelagh.
Of course you will.
Well, what the hell else am I gonna do?
nothing. That's actually the point. Uh, let's see. So Troglodyte 1, all he can do is move in. I'm going to use disadvantage this time though. And badoop,
Come at me, bro.
disadvantage. Yeah, watch you taunt them and then somehow they fucking hit. Disadvantage.
Okoro, in response, rubs his butt on them and while humming the 1812 overture.
Gotta love that callback. This one runs away afterwards.
Okay. Does
Uh,
he want to get hit then?
yes, apparently.
Okay.
Ah,
Oh, he's using up your AOP. Interesting.
Ouch.
yeah, he's gonna feel that come morning. Yeah, he's in bloody value, so they don't have a lot of hit points. Azure.
I'll move up to the doorway with Okoro and swing at number 3.
Clank, clank, clank.
Wow.
That's the
You,
one miss you get this entire year, Azure.
I don't know. Last game he was missing like a lot. Like I think this is a new trend. Okay, so that
I
troglodyte
gave him
is
all my
cut
twos.
down in the prime of his troglodyte life. And then another one replaces him by the doorway, and because he doesn't have disadvantage to hit Azure, he also doesn't have much of a hope of hitting Azure.
Oh
Oh, I
yeah.
speak too soon. Oh my god.
Ooh.
4 points of damage. Oh my god. 4 point hero troglodyte, everyone. It's Throg, the hero
Now
troglodyte.
he's going to stink all over you, Azure.
He also makes the mistake of moving back out of reach, so you both get it. Or sorry, Azure gets an attack of opportunity because Okoro's already used his.
Number 2, right? Yeah.
That's almost certainly going to be fatal for him.
Unless you roll terrible.
Yeah, could always happen. All right, so he takes substantial damage, actually less than one would think. And then number 4 is going to move into here, and a swing, and a miss, and a miss, and a miss. Oh no, no, it hits. So he scrabbles at you with his claws and snaps at you with
Whoa.
jaws, and manages to deal a full 6 points of damage, the most damage any troglodyte has ever done to anyone in your party. Revenge is called for, everyone. Revenge. Oh, I went too far. Okoro?
I'll take revenge on your behalf.
Apparently not.
My lazy, lazy revenge.
Oh, wait a minute. I'm so sorry. You started your turn within 5 foot of a troglodyte, so I have to do the
Oh, yeah,
thing.
thank you.
Uh,
Still going to damage him.
Actually, that's a very good question as to whether you would, because poisoned.
Oh, because I'd have disadvantage now.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you'd have to roll
Uh,
again, right?
hmm
Yep. Here, I'll make a second attack.
On the okay.
Oh, okay.
We're gonna take the. I don't know which one to take. I have no idea.
You can take the 2. You can just call
Okay.
it a miss and save him the 6 damage.
Okay. So bloop.
All right.
All right.
All right. I will, while I'm poisoned, try and kick him. Nope. Not feeling good, guys.
No, that's a hit.
Wow.
Oh, was it still? Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a hit. The
Alright.
little red explosion on the tip of the thing and the H indicates that it's a hit. Or do you guys not see that?
We do.
Oh,
I
okay.
just wasn't paying attention.
That's fine.
Oh yeah, I see it now. Cool.
Well, and also you rolled really low, so it was a fairly safe assumption.
Bam.
That's right. Okay, so skip Gretch. Ivar, you're up. There's a creature within reach of your halberd. You just have to stand right behind Okoru and Azure.
Stabby McStabby.
Can I reach 2 and 4 or just 4?
You can reach.
Or if I move here, I can reach 2.
You can only reach 4 because of
Okay.
angles.
All right. Then I will just stand behind there. Okay. Only 4. All right.
Hmm.
Boom.
Hooray!
Nicely
How
done.
dare he stink on me?
Yeah, you have to start your turn. Okay, good. So you don't have to worry about that. So you stab between your friends and manage to gut a troglodyte. It falls down, and they are even worse dead than alive. Sylvia, um, you hear a lot of retching coming from up ahead of you, and it's your turn.
Okay, can I see both 2 and 1 from where I am now?
Yes, but
Okay.
two, two and one have half cover, so you probably want to use something with a save.
Would 1 still have half cover if I'm here?
Here, let me target him because actually I don't need to target him. But I need. No, I do need to target him. This is a pain in the ass. If I go like that.
Well, screw it. I will Sacred Flame
No,
number 1.
he does not have half cover against you for one.
Okay, so I will just normally Eldritch Blast number 1.
Oh, okay. Well, that ended his
Go
life.
wish.
Okay, and what effect do I have to target number 2 with that?
If you look down where it says advantage and disadvantage, there's a -2. So you just have to put on the -2 and then. Wow.
Nope.
Wow. Okay,
So much for
so
that.
he manages to throw himself up against the wall as you try to target, and so you miss. Um, are you okay, Azure?
That's that.
You can move through Okuru's square because he's an ally.
Yeah, I'll go and move into that room and swing at number 2.
Squish. I see you, he dead.
He's all done for. So well, he doesn't get a turn. So, anyways, with the troglodytes dead at this point, you're able to see that up to. Is this the north? I think it is. There are some veins of mineral that are in the wall. The ancient dwarves had left them there for as an attempt to beautify the wall. They had in fact done artwork around them. A lot of that artwork has been chiseled away by the pickaxes that were, kind of inadequately um, swung about. Now, additionally, I think it's this one. This door has a bronze relief on it, and if you want to know more about it, you'll need to roll a religion check. Now, what look like gold veins are actually fool's gold, which Okuru is already able to tell because of his high perception passive, or yeah, perception roll that he got earlier. It's lovely, but it doesn't really have any value, so it's not really worth it. Amazingly enough, that's sufficient. This bronze relief door um, resembles the symbol of Dumathoin, which is a dwarven god, but it's missing a gem at a key point. And there's a depression in the door, which you notice because of that very obvious missing gem. And it looks like there's some sort of um, unlocking. So if you press a gem in here that roughly fits, you may be able to open the door. Now, you guys also, I believe, have a fair number of gems in your inventory as treasure that I gave you ages ago.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
it is
but
possible.
but before we go forward, I just need to say, A, we need to find a way to unpoison Okoru,
Oh, you
and
don't. You don't.
B,
No, it's just that's over.
okay, and B, like I am close to spent on spells. So I would propose a short rest at least if we can get.
Okay.
I'm not opposed to a short rest. Um, do we do we want a chance maybe wrapping up this session and then doing a short rest? Are we okay trying that, or
Yeah, you don't need spell slots. You have Shillelagh. You
and
also have
Eldritch
Eldritch
Blast?
Blast. That's all you need.
I mean, true.
We'll be fine. I mean, there's not much time left.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
So I'm actually fine though if you want to at least do the short rest because it's not hard for me to apply that, and I really just need to apply it to you. So I can just click that button, and there you go. You're short rested.
Thank you, thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh, okay, fine.
So
I'll get all my key points back.
go right ahead.
Do we
All right.
count? Do we count Raz's bardic song of rest, or is
Mm-mm.
Raz just disappeared?
Raz is not present for this session.
Dang it!
Yeah, I know.
Okay. During the short rest, Okoro will listen at the store.
Okay. Let's see here.
I'm sorry. Do I get to spend a healing die or a hit die with a short rest? I forget how that works.
You
You
do.
do.
You
Okay.
can spend in fact, as many as you want. You of course, but you can only spend them all at once, meaning you can't roll a die, see the result, roll a die.
Okay.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was intent. 90% sure that's how it's supposed to work. Now you have me
Huh.
questioning it. Let me see here. Reference
I'll do
manual.
that.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
I believe you. It's just I didn't know.
Well, I always question
Right.
myself on these things. Uh,
Especially when you have multiple different versions of the game and probably other games all in your head.
well, that's the other thing, because hit dice and short rests were also part of fourth edition. So now I'm wondering, hit dice.
Hey, sure. Did you want to?
You can also do it
Yeah,
if you care to.
I plan to. I just want to see if it's one hit dice at a time or more than one.
Luckily, you get them all back at the.
Oh, it's fourth edition. That's what did me in. A player can decide to spend an additional hit dice after each roll. In fourth edition, you could not. So never mind that. Wasn't it with you guys? I think in the early sessions of the Underdark, where I asked someone to roll Thaco.
I think yeah, I
Yeah, I
remember
remember
that.
Thaco. Yeah.
You
Okay.
doing any more there, Azor?
Yeah, I'll do. Let's try. There we
That
go.
was a nice one.
Okay. Right. So having listened at the door, you hear you hear the sounds of it sounds like maybe large bones clanging against metal, and then you hear some lightly some sort of shouts of surprise, and some snarling coming from that direction.
Someone's fucking.
I don't think I want to interrupt that.
Uh, do we have a gem to go in this other door then?
Yeah, yeah. You guys have a gem in one of your inventories. You take the gem out, press it into the socket, and as soon as you do, the slot seems to accept the gem and it pops open. So give me a moment. I want to set this up. Da, 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 da. And then let's see here. There's that. What?
Mm.
Click that. Turn that off. Uh, I think the rest of this is okay. And now I have to reveal the room. Mask mode. Right about there. From here to here. And now I get the obnoxious angle. Okay. Let's see here. So this looks like an ancient dwarven temple too. Dumathoin, the person who was on the door. It seems, however, to have been converted, I should say, into a hatchery for giant spiders. There are a number of drow in here. It's clear that they've been tending the spiders. There are scores of tarantula-sized baby giant spiders that are creeping and crawling through the room. Um, and they are not combatants. Like, you don't have to worry about swarms or these little things, dealing
Mm-hmm.
damage to you or anything. But at the back of the wall, the temple is carved with a towering bas relief of a mountain. Lashed to the mountain with sticky web strings and struggling is a gagged male drow with sacks of spider eggs clinging to his body. There is a female drow up there with him, unidentified creature, who seems to be overseeing this sacrifice, as it were. And she was just walking away, presumably from having implanted eggs on him. And let's see here. She's standing atop a dais raised at the back of the hall, and she is presiding over a group of 4 drow. 2 of them are females and 2 of them are males. And then there are 3 giant spiders. Yeah. So, yeah, that's the scene before you. Obviously, we're not going to finish it, but, if you guys want to roll them initiative bones, we'll do what we can.
Oh, Azure could get crits on every roll.
Yeah, exactly. Could always happen. I think I'm missing. Yeah. All right, we're all set. So top of the round actually is Okoru.
Good. It is. It is time for. Do you have a clean line of sight on Giant Spider 2 for the purposes of shooting them with a longbow?
Yes, absolutely.
Can say shot.
Okay.
We will try that again. Jesus. Okay.
Spiders have those, spindly leg things. And speaking of spiders,
20, 25, 30,
oh,
35, 40.
so sorry, I forgot
I'll
about
just
that.
wait here.
Oh, okay. Uh,
Coward.
brave Sir Okoru ran away. So 5, 10, 15,
Ran
20,
to the basement
25.
and turned out the light.
The giant spider advances upon the open door. Uh, Once he gets to this point, no, there's no way he can do that. So we move on to the unidentified creature. Um, hmm. Hmm. Wow, what's the range on that? Sorry, that was a little too loud. Let's see here. I think it's sphere. Okay. 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 I'm glad I checked this time. All right, so I'm going to create a sphere right here. Uh, like so. Uh, and let me just target everybody. Click, click, click. And then
What type of spell is it?
it is piercing. Suddenly, an explosion of locusts bursts
Oh,
out from the center of that thing and swarms to fill the area, swirling around you. As it does, the creatures attempt to bite at you, and apparently you all just happen to save against this. So you take half damage, um, which comes out to just 7 points of damage. Now, I read the spell this time. It occurs upon casting. Uh,
hmm.
half as much on a successful one. If you end your turn here, you'll have to make the saving throw again or risk full or half damage. The area is now lightly obscured, which means that you can still target things. At range, you'll have a -2 to hit.
Okay.
So that's her action. And
I am the locust god.
actually, you know what? I'm sorry. I should override that and just say there's spiders, just for the.
There you go.
There you go.
I was
Just
gonna
for
say
the
she really likes
flavor.
bugs.
She does. She loves bugs. Actually, no, they are locusts because then she can feed them to the spiders afterwards.
There
Perfect.
you go.
So, anyways, okay. Apparently, he got moved by accident. The range on this is not great. Let me try. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Move him to there so it's a little clearer. And then you're still all outside of his range. How far is the range on this? 60 feet? Okay. Boop, boop, boop. He attempts to cast Fairy Fire. Success, success, success. Everybody saves. Let me change this to 0 before I forget, so I don't do that again. Um, the gagged drow struggles, and actually, he should have the restrained effect upon him. Or, yeah, well, at least restrained. Anyways, doesn't matter. Ivar, if you end your turn here, you know what happens, but go ahead.
I'm just trying to get on the edge out of there. So is that okay or no?
Yeah, sure, that's fine.
All right.
I understand your intent is to be just outside of it.
Right. Um, can I roll to identify unidentified with my superior dark vision?
Sure, I guess.
Okay, what should I roll?
Nature? No, roll religion.
Yeah. Okay, that makes more sense. Oh, went from 18 to 5 the last minute.
This is a planetar.
Mm.
Sounds like it, guys. I will just.
That's okay. Okora doesn't know what that is.
The first planetar ever discovered with hair. Wait, do you mean you don't know what the creature planetar is?
Yeah, Okora wouldn't know what that is.
Do you, Brandon, know what it is?
Isn't it an angel?
Yes, it is. It's a very powerful angel. It's like
Yeah.
CR 22 or something.
Essentially, Avacyn on Innistrad is a planetar, right?
She's actually slightly more powerful, but yeah, just about. It's up in that tier of power, yeah.
All right, I'll try to firebolt number 1, giant spider number 1.
Okay.
Uh, and I'll miss. Congratulations to me.
Okay. Skip Raz, go straight to Sylvia.
Okay. 5. Eldritch Blast, Giant Spider number 1.
Ooh, okay. Well, you managed to get one in, and then the creature, does some amazing acrobatics and manages to dodge. Anything else?
I guess I'm distracted by the locusts or something.
Oh, did you apply a
10.
-2 to your roll?
I did not.
It doesn't matter for the first one, but for any future rolls, everybody doing ranged attacks should apply -2 for the light obscurement.
20, 20, 30. So I'm way back here now.
Perfect.
Coward.
If
Join
only,
me.
if only you had dispel magic, it could solve a lot of problems. Okay, so you're
Oh,
done, right?
well, I cast Shillelagh and then I'm done.
Oh
Because
yes. Run
You're
away and then cast Shillelagh.
this is how Sylvia plans to solve your bug problem.
Mm-hmm.
So Drow 1 is gonna move in. Let me see here. 5.
You even have shield and you're still a coward.
There we go. Moves to about there.
yeah, I have one shield and then I have 2 pact magic slots.
Even after arrest?
Well, the pact magic came back after the short rest.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's right. Right, but your sorceress stuff didn't.
right.
He tries to cast Fairy Fire on you and succeeds.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
It is. Let me make sure I mark off his 0.
Who did it? Number 1? Okay.
Yes. And actually, I think it says on the effect, but I'm not going to look just yet. I think this basically moves out to be the same as the previous one. He's too. Well, you know what? He'll try at disadvantage because he'll get a balancing from Fairy Fire. Okay, so he shoots a hand
Bang.
crossbow. It misses quite by quite a distance, and this one's gonna move to here and then hit disadvantage. Whoa, that's funny. You can have both on at the exact same time,
Cool.
and then fire this. Misses by a mile. Azor, wake up.
Move into the room, and
Hey, it's a not coward.
I'll try and huck a javelin at number 2.
Oh, nobody thinks that light obscurement causes difficult terrain, right?
Correct.
No.
Okay, good. Just making sure.
And that's my turn.
Okay. So with you done, oh wow, you just in time came into position for giant spider to eat your lunch. Moves into here, and what do I do? What do I do?
So he's out of my range.
No, he's actually just entered your range. He's 10 feet away.
Yay. And it's number 1. Okay. Ooh,
Ooh.
nice. All right. Of course, since I have Sentinel, that stops him dead in his tracks, but I think that was the end of his range anyway.
Yes. Now
Okay.
Sentinel prevents him from doing actions as well, right?
Uh,
Or is it just he can't move any further?
that's a good question. I'm looking at it. They just lose their speed.
Okay. So then he's still going to attack Azor. And he manages a hit. He bites you for a little bit of damage, and then the fangs dripping venom have no effect on you.
All important con save.
And we kick back to the top of the round. It's actually 9:29, so this is a perfect place to stop.
Oh, yep.
So we'll leave it here for now. And thank
And
you
we'll get our
guys.
fireball back. Cool. All right.
Actually, and to that effect, let's
Exactly.
put Raz right here so that
Okay.
he's in.
She's come back from shopping.
Hey guys, what's going? Oh my God, spot! Spiders
Spiders
Sail.
again! It's like the theme of this floor.
Okay. Have a good night, everybody.
Good night.
Nice